On tonight's episode of the Holo Chronicles podcast, we are joined by artist Jason Christman, friend of the program, and we are going to do a little celebration warm-up, talk a little toys, talk a lot of art, and having a great time with you. Jesh, hit it.
Jesh will hit it now. Jeshua.
Jeshua. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for those who are joining us live in the chat. We see you. We see you. And thanks to those who are catching us on the rewind. Got a nice little show here leading up to Star Wars Celebration 2022, which is happening in a week and a half. Josh, are you fired up?
I'm not ready. I'm fired up, but I'm not ready. I don't even know. I don't know what to think.
I have a bag already packed.
Do you? Like a go bag? Like a go bag.
It's almost ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's in that bag?
Right now?
Yeah, tell me.
Toiletries.
Of course.
Like 8 t-shirts.
8? How many days are we going to be there?
5.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
Okay.
That's an overpack. That's a Boy Scout thing.
Yeah,
I get it.
And like
be prepared.
3 pairs of shorts and a pair of swim trunks.
I'm going with more shorts. I'm going to need you to
I probably will go more shorts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, at least one a day.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to recycle shorts. I mean, Can you imagine how embarrassing?
I mean,
it's like I remember when I met Andy on Wednesday or Thursday.
And
on Sunday.
It looks wore the same.
What's going on?
Smelled funny.
Yeah. Lots of buffalo sauce on those shorts.
Buffalo sauce.
Whatever.
No, but I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready.
Okay. I am 0% ready. I've packed nothing.
Packed my bags.
Oh,
ready to go.
My favorite thing that we're packing, we got a little swag I can't wait to give out. And we sent some swag to some patrons here.
Sure we did. Mailed out today.
Today.
So, I mean, you're not going to get it real soon if you don't live in the States, but if you live in the States within the week, probably.
If you don't live in the States,
check your mailboxes.
Within
shout out to the patrons.
Yeah.
Josh, we've got a couple of things to announce. Not that we're announcing them, but we are have been made aware of some Star Wars Galaxy Edge Park exclusive items that will be available. One that'll be available next week during Celebration, and then I don't have a date on the other one when that'll be ready. But we should talk about this briefly.
Okay.
The first one is a bust of Darth Bane.
Is this some kind of bust? That's not it. Well, sorry. It's at the bottom.
It's a Star Wars.
It's hard to
bust.
see.
Okay. Darth Bane, bit of a deep cut here. I don't know if I could tell you without having seen that photograph what Darth Bane actually looks like, but that's a bust of him. That's a park exclusive in the Disneyland West, right? Not Disneyland East, Disney World. This is a Disney West exclusive.
Okay.
No price on that was announced. No date of.
It looks like they have a few.
Yeah, and there's a few on the shelf there.
I have no idea who Darth Bane is. Cool name.
Yeah, that's prequels.
Sure.
While ago.
We're talking Old Republic type of deal.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't know.
Thereabouts.
Thereabouts.
The second one is a little more fun, I think, and you flash the image on the screen. Josh, do you know what that white, formerly ice cream maker
I was
featured in Empire Strikes Back, originally brought back in The Mandalorian, carried by Wilrow Hood? Empire Strikes Back, you know what that's called?
I do, because you wrote the name. It's the Camtona.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a Camtona.
Camtono.
Oh, look, there's a grab going on right there.
Yeah, a hand for scale there.
Mm-hmm. I love this. I love this a lot. And there's a better picture coming up, but it's got awesome, like, buttons.
Greeblies.
Yeah,
this will be available in Disney Park West, again down in LA.
Oh, look at it.
May 27th.
Look at the greebs.
during celebration, Josh.
You know what those buttons are right there? This may be an ice cream maker, but those are blender buttons.
Those are blender buttons. Do you know how much you're going to have to pay for something like this?
How much, Andy?
No guess?
I know how much, so I'm just
did I tell you?
kind of leading you up. Yeah.
No.
No, I read the tweet.
For this price of $49.99.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I actually love it, especially like with the hand for scale. This is a big item. And remember, pro tip, I forget the name of the outpost, but it's the outpost by Kylo's ship in Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. Anything you buy that day, you can take there and kind of a bulk rate ship home, because this would be a big bad boy to get on a plane.
Mm-hmm. That would be your lap carry-on.
Yeah, that'd be an infant. You'd have to mark that when you checked in. Infant, lap, infant. Don't put your infant in this.
No,
okay,
don't do that.
It's not going to go well for anyone.
Not a baby carrying device.
No, it is not. It's only for it's only for a bounty if you've acquired an infant. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. But those are the two from this week that were announced again. The Camtono will be available May 27th while we're there.
While we're there.
We might come home with one of these.
I remember I guess I didn't elaborate on the pro tip. They have not a weight limit, but a purchase limit for how much they'll charge you for your shipment. So that means even though you may get large items, if you spend enough, they just kind of give you a rate. And I think my rate was like, I spent a lot because I was buying sabers for everyone when I was there. What did I have? 9 or yeah, might have been 9. And those boxes are like this big, plus what I liked and all this other stuff. And it came.
You got me something. Got
you something. It came up to like $40 shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And this was definitely like
it was $200 worth
of
shipping.
Was maybe $300. It was a lot of shipping. So Disney's cool in that regard. I think we gave that tip. I don't know what episode, but it's a very good thing. And you don't have to carry around the park. The only thing that I would recommend is that you kind of do your shopping all at once, get all the bags, unless you want to walk back and forth, but it's a day by day thing. So whatever you purchase that day and ship that day will kind of get lumped into the shipping. So make it a one day or a one-time shop, go do your thing. And that's what I did, is I picked a day and I did all my shopping in one day. With my wife, we did some drinking in that day too, because you can drink at the cantina. So there you go.
Sweet. Well, next week, we're not only getting Celebration, but we're also getting Kenobi.
Oh,
we're getting Kenobi next week. Some new Star Wars content. Scale of 1 to 10. How much are you looking forward to Kenobi, Josh?
I'm a 10, man. I really am. I think I'm all in. Oh, is it Cho? It's Cho, right? The director. Yeah. I think that if they're following in the same kind of vein of Mandalorian, and then what we know about what they can do with Marvel and these spin-offs, quote unquote spin-off. Kenobi to me doesn't feel like a spin-off. It feels like a heart, like a main vein. Yeah, like this is the heart of what they should be doing. I think we're in a good spot here. It took long enough to get there. I should pull that down. So yeah, I'm very excited. I don't want to, per our own advice, your expectations can dictate your.
Yeah, don't make your predictions your expectations.
Yeah. So I'm just and that's not a problem for me. I'm comfortable just sitting back and letting them show me what they want to show me. I don't expect anything. And I feel like the trailers have not been
too forthcoming.
No, it's very kind of artsy. Like I love the Inquisitors. I think we got some cool stuff there. It seems a little dark and badass, which I like. That's what I want. I want
John Williams doing the music.
Yeah, this can't suck. Okay, it can't. It just cannot suck.
It can't.
I even like the little quip from Uncle, Owen with the like you trained his father. I mean, all of that to me means it means like this could be It's gonna be really, really good. It's 6 episodes, but
Wish it were 10.
I wish it were 100. You know,
100. Well,
with Ewan, but
Yeah.
you can't afford Ewan for 100 episodes. All right,
he can't.
He's got
Too good.
He demands a high.
I wanted one more thing here before we bring our guest on. I wanted to share a text conversation with a couple of guys in their 20s.
Okay,
Okay. These guys were prequel kids.
sure,
All right.
sure. Little brain damage. I get it. Yeah.
My favorite part of the Obi-Wan show right now is the fact that Hayden Christensen is getting some overdue love. I'm all for Renaissance and a shot at redemption shot of redemption that he's getting. A response. Let's be real though. He wasn't that good in episode 2, but he was a lot better in episode 3. Response to that. This is not me responding. These are just two.
You said 20-year-olds. I get it.
I know it's not me. Fair enough. I think 2 things can be true. One, his acting skills at 19 weren't up for carrying a movie of this caliber. And number 2, he's doing everything George is telling him to do. And there's only so much you can do with his dialogue.
That's interesting. I like that.
The prequels are chock full of A-list actors who all play blocks of wood.
Yeah. They B-list, but yeah. Well, I mean, Natalie Portman definitely went on to be a major actress.
Jimmy Smits.
Who played Jar Jar? Forget his name. That poor guy got killed by Jar Jar.
Yeah, he did.
Ewan, obviously a major actor, and then there's hope there for
I mean,
that's all we can ask for. So
Liam Neeson.
Who?
Ever heard of him?
Hmm?
Christopher Lee.
I've heard of him. Yes, he was great. So I think we're looking at I hope we're looking at a great
Inclusion of Hayden.
Yeah.
He is getting a lot of love right now. That's for sure. And it is nice to see.
Yeah.
It is nice.
He belongs back.
All right. Well, speaking of celebration, our next guest, our only guest for the show, he's had some artwork done for a few celebrations now. He is not a rookie when it comes to Star Wars Celebration. We're going to ask him for some tips as well while we got him on the show here for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If you've watched us at all for any length of time, you've probably heard us mention him or some of his artwork. Josh and I both have purchased a few items. I can see 1 in here right now, 2 in here right now, Josh.
They're beautiful.
More? I can definitely see 2. Anyway, Jason Christman is our guest tonight. He is located out of Portland, Oregon, artist friend, one of my favorite Star Wars artists. Jason, welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hello again.
One more time.
Thanks for having me.
Jason, how many Star Wars celebrations have you been to, and how many have you had artwork for?
I have been to 5, and I've had artwork at 5.
Wow.
Nice.
I didn't even know. So I've been a licensed artist for going on 11 years, and I didn't know that Celebration existed until 2015.
Huh.
It just somehow eluded me.
So what were all the ones that you've been to?
My very first one was Celebration Anaheim in 2015. And that was actually my first any kind of con at all. I'd never done a Comic-Con, never knew Celebration even existed. So yeah, that's what gave me the bug after that was, I got to do this. I got to do more of this. So I started doing Emerald City Comic-Con and Rose City Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con, and then trying to get into Celebration again year after year.
So when you say trying to get into Celebration, how does one go about getting a print okayed for Celebration? Because this is the one that we're going to talk about tonight. The main one we're talking about tonight. that's a Celebration exclusive, right? Is that fair calling it that?
Right. So anywhere between 500 and 1,000 licensed artists who've done something for Lucasfilms at some point in time submits to the show, and it's all voted on by executives and people who work at Lucasfilms. And first you have to prove you're a licensed artist, then you submit proof of concept. Doesn't have to be finished work, but I always try to get as close to finished as I can. And then they vote on who gets in the show, and they only select up to 30 artists every show.
Wow.
There's no names on any of the art; they're all numbered, so it's a little more fair.
I bet it's hard for them to tell which is yours. At least after 2015.
Right. That's what I keep hoping for, that they'll see mine, because I don't know what else is being submitted. So there could be other minimalist Star Wars artists that I'm unaware of.
Sure.
But I've been fortunate enough to get in 5 times in a row. I didn't get in last year, actually, but it kind of didn't really happen last year anyways.
Yeah, no, COVID killed that. Don't worry about it. Don't
That's not on you, Jason. That's not on you.
It's not on you. That's not on you. Your minimalistic art probably did not include masks, so you're fine.
Right. We have to wear masks this year too, right? So
I don't think so.
I think you do.
I don't know. I think that my personal opinion is that is a relic of them kind of getting it going. We'll see when we get there. Is how I feel. Is that when we get there, we'll know. Who knows? Who knows with California? But I know that Disneyland has dropped the masks.
Well, from what I understand, everywhere in California has dropped the masks and vaccination requirements.
Right.
But as long as you can show a negative test and
I
have
don't
a
even-
mask,
yeah.
that's as of the most recent safety guidelines that are on the Celebration site. So
well, like I said, I think those are antiquated.
maybe they have
but
changed.
And they may be just playing it safe until you get there, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you're cool." But everything I was in California and San Francisco, and went to a Giants game and no masks. So it would surprise me if that was a requirement.
Well, yeah, my son was just there and there were no masks, but
yeah, I don't know who's making the rules. I don't know if it's the convention center or
the state.
Yeah.
Jason locked. At least he looks good.
He does. Yeah, we lost him. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
There he is.
It's done this a few times actually. So if it goes away again, I'll be back in seconds.
No worries. We'll fill time with a really great banter.
As a Celebration expert, we'll call you Jason. Josh wants to know: is there any good way to crash the Celebration?
Well, I've never been to Celebration with a regular ticket, so I'm always able to get in early on a vendor badge, which is
That'd be sweet.
Awesome. Yeah, you walk around and no one's there, and you can see everything, and that's really the only way to do it. But
do you do any business or buy any purchases before the gates are opened?
I as much as I can. Sometimes people won't lift a finger until a certain time.
Yeah.
I've also gotten free stuff walking around. Last year in Chicago, I walked around with my kid on Saturday, and they kicked him down all kinds of stuff.
Oh, nice.
So we lucked out.
That's cool. That's actually
that was
be a vendor. All right.
Yeah,
membership has its privileges.
And bring your kid in the morning, and you'll get kicked down a bunch of cool stuff.
Sweet.
We have some other questions.
I mean, if you don't want to wait in line, just get there an hour late, and you can walk right in probably at that point.
Oh,
all right. That's not a bad tip.
That's not a bad tip.
unless there's something you really want that might be gone in that first hour of any of the days.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're actually
Oh,
that's not bad.
here's a good tip: Celebration store. Get in there as quickly as you can.
The Celebration store.
Yeah,
Okay.
that stuff sells out quick. And
That's all exclusive stuff, I would imagine.
yeah, hmm
Very collectible. Scalpers on.
Yeah.
Scalpers
I'm
ready
sure.
to go.
They probably have limits to what you can buy there.
2, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, there's they have it up on Celebration site how many you can buy when you're there. Very cool. So we have I just tagged a few more questions here, Andy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw another one up here. Jason, question: have you always found yourself creating Star Wars art even as a kid? Scuba Pete throws that in there. Yeah, what drew you to Star Wars art, other than your love of Star Wars, I suppose? Not to answer your question.
I think what drew me the most was I couldn't find, at the time I started doing it, I couldn't find minimalist art that I liked, nor could I hang up any Star Wars art I currently had in my house. So,
Whoa,
so
all
I just
nude
started,
Star Wars art? What's going on?
I mean, a lot of it's collages and very colorful, and they look great, but they don't look necessarily good in, above
Every
your
room.
bed when your wife doesn't really care for Star Wars as much as you do. But
Fair enough.
Fair
so I
enough.
started doing this. I started doing a series of those ships with quotes, but I started using color and texture as its main focus. And because it'd be great if we had a blueprint to go in this room, got it covered.
Sure.
And it's soft and easy and it looks cool, but you don't know quite what. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you're still curious on the shape and texture and the quote because they're all good quotes.
You're not offended by it, right? You're just
No,
like, what is that?
yeah.
Not to use the word offended, but I mean
People don't
sometimes.
see it right away and go, "Oh, you're a
Sure.
Star Wars fan." They're like, "Oh, what is that?"
Sure. That's a good.
Stay
There
on
you go.
target. That's a good. Quote.
That's literally right behind Andy.
Right there. Stay on target.
Nice.
So, how about we bring some of this up, Andy? I think we just dive in here.
Yeah. Okay, Jason, you sent us some kind of enlarged pictures of your Celebration 2022 print that got approved, and I got to tell you,
I love it.
Yeah, it's
I really
awesome.
do love it.
I say that knowing that I've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 things of yours already. This before even owning it, I can say is probably my favorite. There's just a lot going on. It looks very cool. The color to it it'll go in any room. Like there's so much to like
Thank
about
you.
it. And I think we should pull up a picture.
I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull up the whole thing, and I think what we have to do is talk a little bit about scale here. Like this is a good size print, right? Like what are the dimensions on this print before we bring it up?
It's 12 by 36.
Yeah, so it's 3
very
feet
similar
tall.
to my past prints, except I've done wide ones with the
Right.
Cantina and Jabba's Palace. This one's going vertical.
So it's a little difficult for us to show you 12 by 36 on our screen,
Right?
but I want to show you
Right.
the first. I want to show you the first, image, and then we're going to go through and kind of dissect it a little bit, which is fun. So here we go.
Let's do it.
There we go. So here we are. And tell us what we're looking at for those that don't
You're
know.
looking at 1, 2, 3.
No.
There's about 10 levels, approximately. I say approximately because there's a couple levels that are side by side, and
Right.
But I kind of want people to look at this and imagine a 3 foot tall by 12 inch, a foot wide, poster on their wall. Scroll. It's very, very cool. So I think we showed this a couple pods ago or a pod ago as part of this. I don't think people get the scale of what we're looking at here. And so I'm excited to kind of dive through it. Now, Andy and I took her own artistic license here and kind of went in order of events of the movie.
Great.
If you don't mind,
Awesome.
Jason.
No,
if you don't
no,
mind.
I'm very happy to see it. Let's do it.
Okay, because we know that you've dissected the levels. Let's talk about that. Tell us about how you figured out where things went here before we kind of show people what that means.
I spent more time on this print than any other print I've ever done. I spent 3 years just thinking about it. I had a Photoshop file that I would open from time to time that just had a black background and words on it and lines of where levels would hypothetically go. And then I would just had control room, board room, trash compactor, whatever. And as soon as the dates were announced for Celebration 22, that was the week I started building it. And it took me almost a year to build this. It's like 10 prints in one compared to the past stuff I've done.
Sure. All right, let's get to our first one.
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Boom. I love this so much. And this is just a small segment because we almost don't want to give it all away, but this is a very cool, I mean, we know this iconic moment.
Right. So this is the boardroom, which made sense to go on top. Yeah. And you can't see it in this little clip here, but they had cups on the table. They had drinks on the table.
I wonder if they can see it.
So
it's almost
I put them in there.
And look, sorry to call this back, but it almost looks like the well, I don't even want to say it. Never mind. All right.
There you go. I got the whole print right here.
It almost looks like the Last Supper. I love it. I mean, it's just spread out there. Go ahead, Jason. Put it up.
Yeah, put it up again.
Here, this will give you a scale. So it's
wow.
It's
sweet.
It's big, but it's not that big. It's still
right.
That's
just like the Cantina print and the Java
exactly. It's manageable. Yeah. It's going to go nicely.
Here you can see the board.
There you go. Actually, this is really good. Yeah, you need to keep that on hand because we'll have you do that as we show the other.
How's
images.
this?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we got the boardroom there.
There are cups on the table, so they're drinking in the boardroom.
Yeah. Love it.
And is that Tarkin on the right?
That's
behind
Tarkin.
Vader?
Yep. His chair's taller with the extra flare on it.
The Grand Moff chair.
Got a couple guards on both sides. So
what's that in the middle? What's a droid in the middle?
Is that's
for conference calls?
Yeah, it is. I guess
it's a Zoom bot.
It's their holographic.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. All right, so just this scene right here, you can see Vader choking.
Now I had to make a change in this very, very spot we're looking at here. I had to make Lucasfilm pointed something out to me, and I had to change it. And that was I did not have the correct Vader chest plate colors. I had Return of the Jedi chest plate, not a New Hope chest plate.
Fair enough.
And they caught it.
Nerd alert. Well, actually, got you. All right. I love that. I love that. All right.
I fixed that.
Very good. Let's go to the next slide. I love this one so much.
This is on the thumb.
I love that. This is the Tarkin mansplaining to Leia.
Charming to the last.
Charming to the last.
I thought I smelled your stench.
Now tell us about Leia's. Like you can see a little bit of her. I mean, everything's minimal, right? But you have the bun effect going on. You can see that, especially if you know Leia. The bun in her silhouette.
So you've chosen to highlight, of course, any lights like on Vader's chest piece, the Grand Moff tag on Tarkin's shoulder, and then what's lit up on Leia?
I love it. Framey called it.
That is her belt. That's her big shiny silver.
The flare.
Belt.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, and then
also on Tarkin are his those
Metals.
pins they have, but they're
Yeah.
like decoder pins or something like that, right?
Right.
So,
What do they call those? They use them all the time in Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, it's
Chat.
I can't think of the name.
The chat
I
will
know
have
it has
it.
to do with decoding stuff. Like, you know, it's
Well, it's also like the thing R2 always kind of unwinds. You know, he's got that little probe thing he shoots out, and
I know I'm blank.
Yeah.
I'm blank.
All
Just
right.
because you're trying so hard,
But
it
they
freaks
all
me out.
work.
When you have to try so hard, I'm like, I'm not even gonna come close.
all right. Well, anyway, we're looking at Alderaan, one of the last shots of Alderaan. by
Command
the way.
cylinders, obviously.
I mean,
Right.
obviously.
here. I'll put up the full thing so you can
All
see
right, hold on. Let's do it. I got
the
it.
extra guys on the sides there. So
Yes.
there we go.
Yes, the
There we go.
Ah, it's
The
so,
gunners.
that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love it.
So you got the whole bridge
Mhm.
command window, and then you got the two guys, the controllers on the sides, who pull the trigger.
You may fire when ready.
Mm.
Done
I didn't know if I should put Alderaan actually blowing up or
No, I like
It was
this.
a-
I like this scene. I like this scene a lot because it was a pivotal scene, right? Like you thought, like Leia thought her face, she thought she could maybe
talk
know,
him out of
she
doing
no,
it.
just she had realized that she had gone, like her little ploy had gone too far. And then she gets that look of desperation
Hmm.
as he pulls the trigger, essentially. I love it.
You're far too trusting.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. And she, and you know, and you're talking about a young diplomat who has overstepped her bounds and destroyed her planet.
I know. She
Essentially,
probably feels a little weight about that decision.
Yeah.
So yeah, love that. I thought that was that might have been my favorite little
I was going to say this is my favorite scene
yeah.
so far.
Pretty
Jason.
good.
Not that we're only 2 slides in, and I hate to call favorites already, but I just love it because it was, as a kid, I remember like the weight of, oh, they just blew up a planet. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when you realize that there were a bunch of people on that planet, it was like, whoa, you know. So I love this part.
Suddenly silenced.
Yep. Disturbance. All right, here's our next one. This is obviously
Seconds
the
later.
firing of, huh?
Yeah, seconds later.
Seconds
know-
later.
Speaking of seconds later, this clip was like 2 seconds in the whole movie.
Yeah,
But it's
so
kind of
powerful.
burned into our brains, right?
It is.
Yeah, the green and the definitely.
And
definitely.
these guys ducking, which I love. Like you're next to, I don't know what type of energy is being used here, but a good duck will keep you safe.
Well, just another
Enough power to blow up the planet, but ducking.
You know,
yeah.
duck.
Just this goes back to a long-standing beef I have with Star Wars and violating OSHA standards.
Yeah.
There's not even a
Uh-huh.
railing
There's not
there.
even a railing.
No wonder
Yeah.
people are always falling to their doom in Star Wars.
It could have been Alderaan +1 if that guy hadn't have ducked so hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Family
shoot.
Guy spoofed that whole railing thing too. So
Did they?
Gosh.
Did they?
Oh yeah, they're like, can we get a railing here or something?
Just something substantial, not just a skinny little pole that you can fall over.
I have to be honest though, I'm cracking myself up because the duck is hilarious because it's like you literally have enough energy to blow up a planet, like you said, Jason, and it's just like cover your ears.
Don't look right at it.
Don't look right.
You know what I like about this particular section is that because it was only 2 seconds in the movie,
Yeah.
you don't really remember a lot of the details. So like just below their feet there, they're on that pillar, right? There's all these little lights, and I recreated it just like it is in the movie. So the lights on the control panel and the lights on the pillar that they're
cool.
standing on are all identical from the movie.
That's beautiful.
So do you have like a VHS tape pushed on pause when then you kind of sketch out what you're going to do and kind of get that? I mean, I
10 years ago, yes, that's how I did it. But now I just Google it.
now it's Laserdisc.
Google it. Just Google it. Destruction of Alderaan. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll
Something
pop
will
up.
be there.
You'll pop up on the CIA's list for like a minute, and then like, oh no, he's talking about Star Wars. What a nerd. How to blow up Alderaan.
Yeah.
Click.
Oh, and I was really worried about that color coming out in the print. So just so you can see, it looks really nice
Oh, it does.
It does.
on
Well, I mean,
on the paper there.
Yeah, that's so good.
Love it.
I've always enjoyed your use of light.
Well, that's I think what we should really highlight is that when you put this in your room, if you look at what you just showed, that is going to glow in your room with just a little bit of just the ambient light will make them glow. I don't know how you do that. It's really don't tell us because
I'm just as
you and
surprised
Thomas
as you are.
Kincaid.
you and Thomas.
That's a really great compliment, actually.
It really is. That guy's made a couple bucks. All right, here's our next one.
Here's the yeah.
Ah, so good, Jason. You just nail the head on the door. It's so good. I love it.
That's one of the little Easter eggs there. So
it's perfect
for the real fans.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. The actor's name is Laurie Good.
Of course it is.
And
will they be at the show?
I don't know. He's an English fellow, so I'm inclined to say no, but I guess I don't know that for a fact. He's not on any of the lists. Anyway.
I feel like he's missed an opportunity here. Yeah, look what's going on with Bonk. I mean all of this. I mean, he could just sign Bonk on all of his headshots.
Clank. like one of those Batman, pow,
Yep.
Yeah.
Bonk. But no, that's great. I mean, there's even the Easter eggs for those that are really looking for it, that'll make you chuckle a little bit. There's a couple of things in there that when I look at the picture, it just kind of makes me smile.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's good. I love this. So this was an important moment, right?
I took some creative liberty on a lot of these floors. This one in particular, R2 and C3PO were technically hiding in the closet.
Correct. Which
when they
3PO, obviously, but yes.
Obviously 3PO was in the closet. But I brought them out for the actual print so that we can see them better, because it's hard to put,
Right.
Look at 3PO's eyes.
It would just be an empty room. And so I just said, no, we've got to put it all in there.
That's so good.
Well,
I love look at the reds on the control board. Remember that whole board was super red.
Yeah. I mean, you could take this floor, this level, and you could probably fold it at the make some crease lines and actually make it kind of like a background or to put your figures in, make a little room out of it. I might have to get two just so I could cut one up.
Oh, wow. Andy's going to cut one of your limited edition prints up.
If I had thought of that ahead of time, I would have pulled all the ones out of the trash from the printers.
Oh, yeah. Some of the...
Yeah, well, there's still time.
Actually.
All right, next slide. Classic.
Uh,
Yes, this makes me smile. This
Yeah,
absolutely makes me smile.
Again, the reds that they added, which do we see that any more in Star Wars, where you have this very dark contrast of the grays of the Death Star?
See it on Starkiller Base a little bit.
Yeah, and then we pull some reds in really hard, and I think you just key off of that, which is great. I mean, the control box is red. Like, who decided in Lucas to be like, okay, we have this gray box. Let's throw the most vibrant red. Like, here's how you open the door.
Yeah, and this level, the prison level, had those red, orangey, glowing lights off the floor as well.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah.
So I tried to convey that some.
Well, and you got the
How are
things
you?
that Sean that Han Solo shot at, that Chewie shot at too, to knock out any sort of cameras or sensors on the walls there, and the
I
door
tried
panel.
to put in they did cutaway shots to show, like that one on the ceiling and the one on the wall. Yep. They did a lot of shots of them shooting at those. So I said, well, we got to have them in there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They did. By the way, far more advanced than what we have now, and this was the 70s. I mean, it looks like look at the back of our iPhones. I mean, they have. Oh, does that look familiar, folks? Does that look familiar? Three eyes
Right.
to get the camera. Oh,
Right.
I somehow turn the flashlight on because I'm old. There we go. I love it.
Made me smile.
All right, next one. Anything you want to add to this, Jason?
No,
show us
we got
the whole.
in there.
Hold on, I love that. I love that you're like we're doing the segments, but you're showing. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's our next one. But I love the detention center shot,
and it goes together. I mean, they
and
go
the
together.
red on the floor. So you're saying they had like lights shining up that had like a reddish hue.
Right.
Let's get to the next slide. Just from that is a great segue.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Oh, and she's so sultry. Man,
got that belt still
just
blinged
shining
out.
Carrie Fisher.
And also that's her cell number.
Oh, yeah, 2187.
Yeah.
And I had to take some creative license in this too, because he walked in the cell before he took his helmet off, but
Right.
you couldn't see him. The doorway is just too small to get them both in the same shot. So I pulled them outside, which I thought was fine.
And hold on, Jason.
And
You've also highlighted that she had a sunroof. She literally had like the light.
There was some
down
light, shining down in
so
it. Yeah.
Weird. And right.
That's an expensive cell.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got
not just every detention cell has a
skylight.
Skylight. That's what I was going for.
Skylight, Skywalker.
Sunroof.
And then just to the left of Luke, there was a little Easter egg in this level too.
Oh,
yeah. You see it on the pullout.
Show us.
Oh, you want me to show you?
Yeah.
I mean
oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. The most terrifying thing in the galaxy.
Yeah. Had a needle, had a hypodermic needle.
Yeah, just shot out.
It's just hanging around the prison level.
Basically, the booster shot provider. Oh man,
straight from Northeast Portland.
Carrying the COVID vaccine currently.
Yeah, scary as hell, man. All right, next. Oh, this is a good one too. All right, talk us through this.
All right, well, this is Obi-Wan turning off the tractor beam. And it might be hard to see here, but I mean, I put detail right down to the handle. Has all the geared little cross members on it.
Yeah.
Then we got the two stormtroopers talking about the new some new ship series, right? That came out.
Yeah. Well, and also the Alec Guinness stealth abilities were just phenomenal. He was able to rotate around that circular.
Again, no railing.
No railing. When you're Obi-Wan Kenobi, you don't need railing. Right?
The stormtroopers needed railing, though.
Yeah, they did.
Oh! I struggled putting this piece in because I didn't know if I wanted to go all the way across. I wanted the feeling of, of this big empty space that he's in that he could easily fall off of, right?
Hasn't, yeah.
So I had it going all the way across the print. And I was trying to do the laser in its own level all the way across the print. But after watching the scene 100 more times over the past year, I realized that even though it has a very big depth to it, the width was actually very small in compared to some of the other places in the Death Star we've seen. So it made sense to just squeeze it up because we still get the feel for it.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are starting to see why I pre-ordered this.
Well, I was going to say, Jason, we're not done yet, but it's the story that your art tells. Like you can sit and tell the story in your head. I'm looking up at the cantina scene, and while it is just one solid piece of art, it has all the moments from that scene, which, you know, like you said, like the laser from, or whatever we call it, from the Death Star was just 2 seconds of the film or less. And then to put that in and have all those moments compacted into one piece of art where you could sit and your memory is much longer than 2 seconds, right? It's deeper, right? Because it
resonates.
Yeah, it resonates so strongly. I'm looking at it right now and looking at this, like I can look at this scene, and I do remember as a kid being a little fearful for the ledge. And so to your point,
yeah, you tingle a little bit, you know?
Golly.
Right.
Well, that guy is not, he's not a young man when he's scooting around that thing.
No, he's not. Well, and like Scuba Pete said, you know, I can hear all of the sound effects when I look at the picture.
Isn't that what you're supposed to get out of a piece of art? Is not
a
just
personal connection.
Yeah, and not just an instantaneous gratification, but more of a long-term, you know, kind of burn on looking at what you're feeling for a while. Go ahead.
Oh, this is like what, the second time we see Obi-Wan use the Force here,
Right.
where he just does this little and walks to make a sound for them to turn around and look elsewhere, you know.
Which in hindsight is like so little when we saw it for the first time, but when you really think about it, it's like that's the master. That's a master right there. Like just real quick, like all right, we need to distract him.
Right.
And at the time, you're like, what the hell is he doing? What's he doing?
Yeah.
Did he throw a rock? We can't tell. You know? Can you imagine watching that for the first time? Like, did he throw a rock? Did he have a rock?
Did he have
in the middle of a Death Star?
Did he have a rock from Tatooine in his pocket?
No, I love it.
All
it's
right,
a great
hit the next frame.
All
here.
right, this is good.
We're all gonna get a lot thinner.
So obviously the trash compactor. Yep.
Look at Chewie. Chewie's lean is great.
Right? I mean, that's one of the things I remember most about the trash compactor was Chewie trying to push on those walls. It's like, come on.
He's just got a full lean.
Futile.
Look at him. Look, that's as much help as I could provide too. Like I'm just leaning. I'm using sheer weight.
But you got the Dianoga in the bottom corner.
Oh, yeah,
the
with the
doors
glare.
lit up, and again,
And Luke's not there, right? Where's Luke?
No, he's
he
there.
must- he's in your. Yeah,
he just
I know.
got cut off of that little printer. So
There he is.
He's on.
Look,
He's
and he's got wet head.
I don't know.
wet head, and he's trying to contact C-3PO.
Yeah, perfect.
On the horn there.
What a wonderful smell you've discovered.
Gilster, had a baby.
Beautiful. All right,
This
we have
one
a good.
I kept this one dark. Like there's no flare on her belt or anything, and
Okay, now tell us about that because you wanted Dianoga to get kind of the.
I wanted your eye to go to the Dianoga and this bottom level and the door. The door had to be red. It had glowing lights on it, but
Love it.
oh, and we now know what that piece is that they're holding up, right?
Yeah.
Because it was in it was in Book of Boba, but the Mandalorian episode.
Yep. It was a part 2. One of the
it's a ship
Naboo starfighters.
One of the Jawas brought it for him.
Thanks, Filoni.
The ship.
Are you gonna put up G-Force's question there?
I like it. You go ahead.
Okay.
You targeted it first.
It's a fair question. Can this be printed 64 by 15 to be a backdrop for a Detolf IKEA shelf? Not a bad idea.
Say no.
Technically, no.
You can say no to anything.
Shoot me an email.
Shoot me an email.
Okay. We can mess with the scale a little bit.
I love it. No, that's actually not a bad idea. The Detolfs are a huge Star Wars shelf, collector's shelf, and man. All right, we'll talk offline about this. G-Force, we'll send you an email just for our own sake. All right, love it. Love that whole scene. And then, of course, very iconic. Look at that.
Yep.
I mean, look at the space between do they know how to lead a target? Give me a break.
This is also the first time Leia kisses her brother.
Yeah, not the last.
And not the last. For luck.
I did have,
yeah, right.
I did have
For
a
luck.
stormtrooper falling off of there, but
Ah.
it made more sense to take him out since they were already swinging.
Add a little drama to the scene.
You can't see it here, but on the platform that they jumped from, I have a little smoke on the control panel that he shot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. From to close the
And
door, right? Is that what he
yeah,
did?
yeah,
Yeah.
he blasted the control panel
I
so
just
that they
love
couldn't
her
get in.
dress or whatever we call it. I don't know, diplomatic gown, just flowing in the wind, and there it is. That's when you get Luke's. I don't know. You can.
It's you know what's interesting here, and you've captured it in the image, but Leia holds on to Luke in a awkward kind of
Oh
way.
yeah, around his neck.
It's no. It's kind of a side, like
Slide around his under his arm type of thing.
it's an unusual.
It's
like,
how you don't want to be saved when you're drowning.
Exactly. It's a way that you would hold on to somebody if you knew you were going to grapple across a chasm.
It could,
But it's not like oh, hang on, and then you just like.
It's not a way that you would hold on to somebody if you had all the safety precautions involved in swinging during a film set.
Yeah.
Right?
So I just there's
you're gonna swing, Miss Fisher.
There's a difference between how she hangs on to Luke in this scene and how she hangs on to Luke when she swings off of the katana in Return of the Jedi. Like that's more like one arm around the neck and one around, and then they kind of swing. I think that's because Luke's got his foot into like a little hole that he can slide his foot into, whereas this is just two arms hanging. His feet are out in front, her legs are behind him, and it's a different. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking here.
I love that comparison.
I've known the difference between how they've swung on those two scenes like my whole life. Like I don't know. My eyes caught it, and I've been like drawn to it every time I see it.
Well, and Luke does that whole like I can't wait to get to the platform with his foot thing, where he's like, "Dear God, we only have one take here, and I might lose her." Great scene. All right, next slide. Oh God, is this not the favorite though? Like
Makes me smile.
I mean, good job, Jason. That his head ducked. He's just booking. There's no other. I mean, this is what kind of brought in like what Star Wars was like. Well, and it also brought in what Harrison was like. He was it wasn't not an anti-hero, but he was just like so heroic, and then just gave in to his like, oh shit, we're out of here. We got to go. I love it.
Yeah, this is the scene where he's chasing the stormtroopers. Chewbacca following behind him, and this is 1 second before he turned around and started running the other way because.
This is bravery.
Yeah, this is bravery.
Yeah, this is brave or stupidity, one of the two. But
I see. I see. Okay.
There's where he's about to go to, right there.
I like how Chewie's just standing there like, you dipshit.
Like, I'm not going to run all the way. Yeah, I'm not going to run all the way over there because he's going to turn around and run back. So, and one thing that I liked about this, as you can, when you can see the full shot, first of all, the swing underneath there takes up the full length of the panel. And I thought that was appropriate because there's a big, I don't know. But then this, yeah, I thought that was cool that you chose to.
Oh, there's the smoke.
Yeah, that you chose to take the whole width of the piece of art here to do that shot. I thought that was a great use of the space. Now, what I also think is kind of cool is this is just might be me, but black stormtroopers.
Oh,
like they look like
cool.
They look like
the
shadow
right?
troopers. Yeah, they kind of look like that. But I don't know. I just think that looks cool.
Well, it's like you don't know. I mean, Han doesn't know they're there yet, right? That's why he's charging. Right. So they have to be hidden, and hidden is dark. So that's very cool.
Well, I had to stick with my theme. They have to be, dark shadow
and the glowing
troopers,
eyes,
silhouettes.
But,
Yeah, awesome. Do we have
And the last one breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
And the good pose, you know, the non, I mean, compared to everything
I
that
last
happened, is even in the prequels, even in Jedi, where it looked like they brought an actual sword master in to teach them how to swing a saber. Obi-Wan's totally inept grip of the saber during a fight, which the old man bring his cane up.
Now I am the master.
Yeah. I mean, and now we're seeing fights that are just like, you know, if you're not twirling it around your head and flipping before you hit them, you're not a master. But this was a great scene.
So here's the whole shot. So you get the whole blast.
Get the mouse.
Oh, there's a
droid.
mouse
Yeah.
droid. And the Falcon in the background. And the door is like kind of mid-close almost. They're going away. Love it.
So good. And we're almost back to the upper levels again. And so you like we showed the images in movie chronological order. You showed the images in level of the Death Star order. And love it, man. Absolutely love it.
There it is.
In its entirety there.
Entirety, and when you put a 12 by 36 onto your 1080 by whatever screen, it's pretty small, but guess what? You're going to be able to see this at Celebration. Jason's going to be sitting at a table. Sans dad. We love your dad.
Yeah, sadly he won't be there this year, but he's still with us, so he's not like not sadly.
no one's ever really gone.
Love you, Dad. But he's either watching this or will later. So
that's great. Well, we've got to meet him, so it's cool that he does that with you. So.
Well, we had a few more questions. One from GeForce from earlier. Actually, we'll go with Framey's first. So much is squeezed into this year's Celebration Death Star print. Was there anything else Jason wanted to include that he just couldn't make fit?
Into this print, I did not add the elevator level where you saw multiple elevators.
Mm-hmm.
There was no room for that level. I did have in that shot with Vader and Obi-Wan dueling, I did have Luke, Han, and Leia in the background getting towards the ship. And I had Obi-Wan ready to take one. But I felt I had enough Luke and Leia and Han in there already, and I just wanted to focus more on the duel instead of the sacrifice.
Right? Because I can see maybe the other side of that too, like seeing that, with Luke yelling, know. That's interesting. I like your thought.
I went back and forth on all these levels. Even the control room with C-3PO and R2, I did a version where everyone was in there. Obi-Wan, Luke, Han, Chewbacca. But again, that was the only place C-3PO and R2 were in the whole Death Star other than getting to the ship. So I just kind of saved that space for them. And of course, the Stormtrooper hitting his helmet.
Well, I like both concepts. I really like, your take, of course, is the best, Jason, which is that focus on that duel is very cool.
So do you have any like early prints of that aren't for sale?
Yeah. Do you have any,
no. No.
Okay.
No is the answer.
I only printed one test print.
Okay.
I worked on it right up until it got approved. Well, right up until it got picked. And then when I finished it, they made 2 rounds of changes on it. One was the Vader chest plate.
Sure.
And the hallway scene with Han chasing the stormtroopers, I had the bandolier on the wrong shoulder on Chewie.
Oh my.
Because I had flipped him without thinking.
Mm.
And so I just completely redid a whole new Chewy. So he's looking the right direction and the bandolier's on the right side. He's standing now, but originally he had a small stride to him. But I felt standing was better, and because they're almost at the door. It's almost like he knows they're going to turn around any second.
I do love. No, I said that. That's what I love. Is Chewy's just like, God, he's doing it again. All right, we got a couple more questions for you that we grabbed. This one from G-Force Racing 20. Jason, we know G-Force. I was just reading your name. I was just reading his name, so everyone gets. What drew you towards the minimalist style? You kind of alluded to this. I think it was so you could put art in your house and your wife would be okay with it.
Yeah, that was the main focus. And I, with the exception of my office and my garage, I'm very much a minimalist as well. And it's really hard to say. I mean, it was just where my mind was at the time I started doing them, and there wasn't a lot of artwork out there that was minimalist Star Wars stuff at the time. It was pre-Disney. We thought Star Wars was over besides the Clone Wars animation. And after I did that first series, that's when I, kind of found my niche in the Star Wars world, because I got to meet all the other, or get to know in one way or another, a lot of the other licensed artists, and no one was really doing true minimal stuff that was licensed at the time. But now we're kind of flooded with it, which is good and bad.
But you made the cut. You made the cut. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So when you kind of, I don't know, talking there made me wonder this question. What other Star Wars artists are you fans of? Who do you like to?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Yeah. Brian Miller is one of my favorites.
Okay.
He's not really a minimalist, but he is a vector graphic designer. He likes to do a lot of propaganda stuff.
Okay. Well, Left Coast Graphic here, Rick asked, is your art vector art?
Everything in there starts off as a vector file that I draw from scratch. The walls, the silhouettes, every part of it is vector art. But I bring it all into Photoshop. I keep them mostly a smart object, so they keep their vector quality. But all the layout and lighting effects, it's all done. I do it all through Photoshop.
Gotcha. So Brian Miller is a guy that you enjoy. You're right. We have talked about
Brian
this
Miller.
Before. I remember
Christian
that, yeah.
Wagner. Yeah.
And are these guys that you see at cons and you've become buddies with or anything?
Yeah. I hung out with Christian Wagner at Dragon Con one year. And
okay. That's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah. And that was pretty epic. Brian, I don't think he does a lot of Comic Cons. He lives in Arizona. I know he does his local one. But he's a comic book artist and art teacher as well.
Okay.
So he does a lot of art. He does a lot of stuff. He did that Hot Wheels series.
Oh, okay.
Those were prints, and then they turned them into Hot Wheels.
Oh, the ones
Brian
we
Miller.
have. Right? Yeah, they were cool. Yeah, that does actually remind me of your art. So yeah, very with the shadows and silhouettes.
Yeah. And I love Joe Hogan's work. Joe Hogan this year did. He got in a celebration this year. He did all of those Clone Trooper helmets in one print.
Yep, that's a cool one.
Yeah. I can't wait to get my hands on that. We all get to trade prints with each other, so I'm already looking forward to getting
Love it. Yeah, that's a great and that was an exclusive, right? Yeah, that one's awesome.
Do you have a lot of art in your home that's posted up, or are you allowed a room, or what? How does that work out for you?
What's in those bins, Jason?
Yes, what is it?
I have a lot of, uh, every wall space in my office is filled with art.
Okay,
Let's put it that way, Star Wars art.
sure,
Uh,
yeah.
Around the house, it's more like, a cookie jar here, and wherever I can sneak it in, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, we have one last question here. Gary wants to know, will we be picking up our lithogram from the man himself? So you've already answered that. You will be there. You have a booth
yeah,
there. Do you know the
I do.
number so we can tell people where to find
I,
you?
I'm in the art show booth, so it's 1128, almost 38. It's
1128.
1128. It's the Acme Archives booth that's listed in the vendor or exhibitor list. I haven't seen a map yet, so I don't know where it is in the show. But I have two tables. I had two tables in Chicago, and the room was nice to be spread out a little bit. Um, so some artists will have two tables, some will have one table. It depends on what they wanted to pay for. I did have a booth, but because I got in the art show, they changed the rules on us this year, and I would not be able to sell my print at my booth if I had a booth. I'd have to give all my prints to Acme Archives for them to sell at their booth.
Oh,
And I was like, no, I want to be there when they pick up the print, not just
yeah.
give you a stack of prints.
Yeah.
So I had to refund my booth, which they haven't done yet, Reed. And and I bought a table back in the art show, which is what I've done every year anyways, so it's fine.
So we'll call it, what do we call it?
Yes.
Table 1128?
No, it's space 1128. But there
Got it.
should be a giant art
1128.
show banner above the space like there has been in the past.
Okay, so easily
Because it's a
identifiable.
very big space. Yeah, it's a very big space.
Okay,
It's like a gallery.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you down there, man. And you will be bringing your droid with you, will you not?
I will. He's right here.
Yes.
Oh,
There
show
he
us
is.
what you got.
Fully operational. Let me get my controller. So, yep, here we are.
And you are
He
now an
works
official
now.
droid builder, right?
I am,
That's awesome.
as of September. You see? There he goes.
Nice. So your dad won't be there, but R2 will.
Correct.
And what's the designation that
So,
you've given him or her?
it's R2K2.
R2K2. K
Both
for
my
your
kids.
son?
Yeah, my daughter and my son, both Caden and Kaylee. So I have two Ks, and that's where they kind of came from.
Perfect. R2K2. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
And
you've got silver and gray and blacks, just like your prints.
yes, I went very minimal.
Good blues, some
And-
reds popping.
That's so cool.
And he still has a long ways to go. Like the arms aren't connected yet; they don't move on their own yet. But they have servos; they're ready to do it. There's still so much electronics I can't understand.
Sure.
But I'm ready to make it happen. Like these open up. But
Oh, nice.
You can hide your
but I can't-
lightsaber in there.
Oh, I
can't
like you
make
get
it
some
do it.
matte looking action there. Some flat matte going on.
I use. I don't know if anyone here knows this paint. It's called Stuart Simple's Black 3.0. It's the darkest black pigment
Oh, I've
you
heard
can
of it.
buy on the market. That's what I used on him throughout the
Nice.
whole body. It's all. Now this is also a 1.5 year old paint, so I've let all the little details just kind of, get messed up, and I'm okay with that.
Sure. That looks
Scrap
very.
and this,
You got your restraining bolt.
Yeah.
got my restraining bolt that comes on.
Do you take the bolt off when you let him nail that Everlast bag that's right behind him? Is that?
That's great. Well, man of many talents here, Jason. That's
Oh.
so cool, and I can't wait to see you down there. Can't wait to see your droid, and can't wait to see your print, man. I'm fired
Jason,
up.
your print is so cool, and actually being able to dissect it with you tonight with the artist, I think is, I don't know, a special treat, a very special treat.
Oh yeah,
And
well, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I love talking with you guys. So
all we need to do now, Jason, and I'll do whatever it takes to make this happen. Who do I got to call? You just let me know. But we need a Jason Christman card in the next Star Wars Galaxy Tops line.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. So yeah, tell
signed.
If anyone
what do we have to do? Who do we have to call?
Yeah. Who do we gotta rough up, huh?
Yeah, who do we got to bird dog?
What do we gotta do, huh?
You kneecap somebody. So
that would be great.
Jason's not participating in
that
conversation.
No, you guys are on your own on that one.
Well, we love having you on, Jason. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to plug before we leave? As far as we got the booth up there, space 1128,
and the website, of course. There's still prints online that people can order, right?
Well, there's still all his prints, right? And whatever's available on, If what you saw tonight is just
I will most likely be turning off all the inventory on my website this week, actually, so that I don't sell too many things before I go. I need to bring as much as I can with me to Celebration. But I will have 50 prints of the Jabba Palace scene with me.
That's Cantina.
That's Cantina.
With Bounty Hunter Leia, not Slave Leia, the Bounty Hunter Leia.
Right.
Version.
Wouldn't want that.
Or would we? And then whatever I have left over and have stashed away that I'm pulling out of archive for this show.
So maybe some of your ship prints with the...
Yep. I've got... I'm letting go ones that I decided to keep for myself. So, like some number ones.
Whoa! We'll talk about. No. This is an after the show conversation. What are you doing?
Oh, and the number one print for the Death Star will be framed this year. So, if anybody wants the number one, you have to buy it framed. And I'll let you see how much it costs when you get there. But it's got museum glass on it. And it has inside lights built in. So,
oh man, that's worth.
Andy's going to be sleeping on the street this week.
If no one buys it, I'm perfectly fine with that because I want to.
If no one buys it, I'm driving to your house in 2 weeks to pick it up.
You do know that Framey is in the friggin' chat right now. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to race him. It might be like kind of a Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, race to your booth.
If you've pre-ordered the print, I'll take $100 off, obviously.
Okay. Gosh, dang it, Jason.
Love it. Well, thank you so much, sir. Excellent hanging out with you.
If you prove that you follow me on Instagram, I'll take another $50 off.
Wait. Hey, this thing sounds free at this point.
Yeah, that's SW. What is it? SW Artist?
That's it's Star Wars Artist.
Okay, it's Star Wars Artist on Instagram. Yep, we're followers. I think you know that, Jason. We follow you.
We do follow you, Jason.
Pretty sure you do.
We followed you around.
You're my biggest fan, Jason.
Well, thank you so much, buddy.
Right,
this was great.
This is great. We'll see you in a week and a half.
Then. Yeah.
Yes, I'll see you
in the flesh. Even though we're closer now than we will be then, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us tonight, chat, and those watching on the rewind. Thank you for hanging out with us for an hour. Our guy Jason, he His artwork is fantastic. We're big fans. Can't say enough about what he puts out there. And we think every home should have a Jason Christman piece of art hanging somewhere, somewhere in the house.
Somewhere in the
it's not a
house.
home until you have a Christman.
All right, Jason. May the force be with
Thanks,
you.
guys.
See ya.
You too.
Man, there's I fell in love with that piece of art. Like I just love Jason, so I don't even have to I
Right.
look at it, I'm like, oh, I like that. And then when we went through it, and then he's doing like the no, hold on, look at this.
Look at the whole thing.
Yeah,
not
I was
just
like,
the,
oh man.
yeah, it's good. It's a good one.
I don't know. I'm gonna touch my wife about how much I'm taking with me money wise.
Hey, this is just $100.
Sure.
It's $100.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You
Anyway,
if you get one down there, it'll come in a tube. It's already protected. It's already packed.
Jason has tubes.
Yes, he's got tubes. So
That was fun.
that was fun. It's a good warm up. Good warm up for what we're about to go do.
Yeah.
Whet the appetite a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
excited. And for those of you that will be there, we're excited to see you. For those of you that can't join us, we're excited to share as much as we can with you to make it feel like you're there with us. I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I don't know. I just want to go see Jason.
Yeah, I know. The best part about going is
I know,
to see
I
all the
know.
people that we want to see. So that'll be sweet.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, we
All
gotta
right.
hang out with Ewan. No big deal.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, whatever.
What's that?
Whatever. Whatever. I'm like, what is that? Australian?
Put another shit.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat. Thanks for participating. We had a lot of great questions from you guys that were obviously awesome to share with Jason. He's a great dude. Go check him out. Go support him. What was his Instagram? Star Wars
Artist on Instagram.
Yeah.
Jason W. Christman.
He's worth a follow. I mean, whether you collect art or not, I know some of you may be watching and you're like, I like to look at art, but I don't collect it. It may be worth looking at his site to just grab a piece. He's got some reasonably priced pieces on there. And I'll tell you what, if you come into my collection and you look at my art, you will inevitably stop at a Christman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same is true in my house too.
Yep.
In fact, we have a couple of the same ones.
We do. You freaking copycat. That's me. Actually, I'm the copycat. Andy had him first, but the Cantina one is so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Andy, what do we say?
Hey. Go play with your toys.